An update on a deadly shooting at a 4th of July block party. 34-year-old Michael Wright has been arrested and charged with second-degree murder. Investigators say he opened fire, killing one person and injuring two others who were near children playing in bounce houses at a crowded annual block party in Roosevelt, Long Island. Police say Wright got into a dispute with another group of men. Both sides fired shots. He will be arraigned later today.
Because we've been following this story since 4 o'clock this morning. It happened really at just...
An update on a deadly shooting at a 4th of July.
So this brother has been arrested. And we did this story. I just wanted to keep you guys, up to date on some stories that we did recently. Let you know that, what happened to these cases. Now, we know that once this guy goes into the court system, it's in his favor. There's no racism. There's no discrimination. There's nothing that is going to negatively impact him because of his race as opposed to a suspect or defendant of another race. He actually has it better than a defendant of another race. He actually will probably be on the streets soon while he's waiting for his court date after he opened fire at a group of men who were... This is the bounce house incident on July 4th. If you don't remember the video, I did the war report on July 4th, and this is one of the stories we did. I think this was Long Island. And this guy will have a very fair, extremely fair experience in the United States court system. He's going to have an extremely fair experience in the United States court system. There'll be nothing done to him because of the color of his skin. He will receive every right and every benefit adjudicated to every other citizen of the United States who finds himself in this same situation. And I think it's important. I know we've done a lot of videos here talking about how the system is over the last few, especially over the last few weeks, but we've done them over the last 4 years. But it's very important to reiterate that. We've heard from police chiefs, we've heard from lawyers, we've heard from, criminal justice advocates and people who cover, the judicial system and what's going on in the United States. This guy's going to get the fairest shake of anybody in the world. There's no other place in the world where this guy could go and get a fairer trial and a better situation and a better experience after, what he did or what he's alleged to do. So, in the future, I'll keep you guys up to date with what happened with this case, since this is a case we covered. But I just don't want to hear the crap from pro-black, like, the system is racist, they just locking. No, nothing. It's actually the opposite. We're going to find out this brother had a extensive criminal record. We're going to find out that he was on the streets after committing crimes that in many countries you'd be under the jail.
Want to get to breaking developments now in a deadly road rage shooting investigation. Police say they now have identified a man wanted in connection to the murder of 17-year-old David Castro.
It has been more than 3 weeks since Castro was shot and killed while leaving an Astros game. Investigators say Gerald Williams has been charged and a reward is now being offered for information leading to his arrest. KPR.
Okay, we did this story a few weeks ago. The family leaving the Houston Astros game. the father with his kids and his wife. There was a minor fender bender. You know, that all that traffic, that sea of traffic leaving the ball game. I don't know if this brother was at the ball game. I doubt it, but he might have been down there for another reason in that area. A lot of clubs, a lot of restaurants, nightlife. He gets in a minor fender bender with the family. Bunch of kids in the car. Wife, father. Turns into a verbal dispute, and he opens fire on them and kills the 17-year-old son. And he would have gotten away if it wasn't for a host of things. Which is, I tell you guys, like, I get it, the culture. Being a tough guy, being, hard, and looking at everybody all. Being like 40 and 45, hanging on the corner and just, I get that, and I'm not, and I maybe sound like I'm joking. I don't understand. I truly get it. Like, I understand. It's like a cultural thing. It's part of the culture, being a tough guy and whatnot, because other people in that culture are tough. So you gotta be tough too. You gotta be like, you gotta react quick because you don't know if the other guy's gonna react quick. And I get it. A lot of brothers got a quick trigger because they're just growing up. Like, life means nothing. Your life, listen to me, whoever's watching this. I don't have to talk to the Sun people, even though the Sun people are gonna be in the comment section whining. Why you talking about black criminals, man? You talking about my people, man. Life means nothing. Like, it literally means nothing. It's not cheap. It's worthless. It's not worth a penny with a hole in it. When the emotions rise, or something, I feel disrespected or something like that, your life literally means nothing in that moment. It's not even cheap. I don't have to tell some people that. But glacier gliders often are like, especially liberals, they want to, save the world and whatnot. You just talk to them. Hey, bro, we're just talking, man. I mean, no. That the family who was in this altercation with this guy, their best bet, the dad's best bet would have been to flag down a police officer or drive off. If your car's still drivable, just drive off. Because it doesn't matter how many people you're around. A lot of times, people from other groups think, okay, well, it's a camera right there. And there's a camera right there, and it's at least 100 people on this block. I mean, the game just let out. No way this guy's going to, fire on my family over a minor fender bender. And because there are people watching, he's more likely to fire on your family because of minor fender bender. That's what you don't get. When people are watching, if somebody were to see y'all arguing and start recording and he see the camera, he's going to act more gangster, more, bout it, more animated, more, ready to exacerbate the altercation. So eyeballs and things like that make them, it doesn't have the effect that you think it would have.
34-year-old Gerald Wayne Williams. Williams is not yet in custody, but has been charged with murder. Court records show investigators used surveillance video of what they believe is Williams' white four-door black Buick LaCrosse to track him down and link him to the crime. Court documents say that car was later found torched in a field after a description was released to the public.
Okay, and there's a lot of evidence that they have against this guy, even though they don't have him in custody. Okay, that can tie him to the blue lacrosse because he purchased it. So, or his either he's seen on his social media pictures of him with the car or social media, or he rented it, but whatever. They have conclusive. They know that it is like he can't be like, what car? What blue lacrosse? Like, they got him on that. Witnesses gave statements about the conversation with Mr. Williams. So there's witnesses, of course, because the Houston Astros baseball game, the stadium seats maybe, 50 to 70,000 people, and it had just let out, and there's cars everywhere, and people on the street going to dinner after the game, and just going to bars and just walking through the area. Hundreds of people saw this. And of course, he's probably going to say somebody snitched on him. I'll even have somebody in the comment section talk about, man, why you snitching, man? Man, you snitching, man. So, also, his truck was found torched in a field somewhere. So, after this happened, and once, he found out that his car was, caught on surveillance, he torched it and left it in the field somewhere. So that's circumstantial and maybe, probable cause type evidence. But it is strange that, like, damn, the car's been torched now and found in the field somewhere. And then his cell phone records put him on the scene at this. So he can't say, either he's going to say, I left my cell phone in my car, somebody stole my car, went down there and shot this guy. And that may work. I just helped him out. In this racist country that hates black people, that may work. Because this guy's got an extensive criminal record. I mean, like, this is Houston, so Houston, if you saw the videos I've done recently. He has a rap sheet longer than a CVS receipt. A career violent criminal. So, like, he's no stranger to using guns in the commission of crimes. So we're talking about a hardened career violent criminal with numerous run-ins with the law. So you have that too. And that is one reason why the justice system has been deemed racist. Because what happened was they did a study several years back. I think it was back in the early 2000s, where it said, a glacier glider going to court with the same crime as a Sun man, the glacier glider gets less time. But what they purposely left out. Because if you're a scientist and you're doing research, you know that it's variables. They left out the fact that in their little study, the majority of the Sunmen, because it's the same Sunmen, it's not like all Sunmen. That's why you can go to Walmart and Target and go to the park and see nothing but black people and nothing happens. And then maybe one shows up, or two or three show up, and then something happens. That's why you can be a Sun man or a Sun woman and be like, I'm not seeing all this stuff, because it's the same guys that keep getting let out, keep getting arrested, and keep getting let out in every city. It's the same group of guys. Now, the group may be, like in a city like Houston, it may be, you know, a couple thousand guys. You know, or if you live in a little town, it may be, you know, 100 guys. But it's the same group of guys. So, this guy will get a fair trial. A fair trial in the United States justice system. He may even, after he's caught, after he's arrested, you may even bump into him at the grocery store the next week or a few days later, because he's out waiting for his court date. Okay? But the reason that study that showed that glacier gliders have, you know, get less time for the same offense. So if a glacier glider robs somebody and a Sunman robs somebody, this glacier glider might get, you know, 5 years, and the Sunman will get like 5.8 years. On average, when they averaged all the crimes up. But one thing they didn't put in there is that the majority of Sunmen have extensive criminal records when they go in front of these judges for these crimes. And when you factored in that, because somebody came behind the original study and took all the data and factored in the fact that the judge is looking at a person with the judge is looking at a white guy with a bunch of, you know, shoplifting and, you know, public disorderly conduct or whatever charges, and then the robbery, and then you got a brother who's like out on bond for like on 7 felonies at the time he committed the robbery. Yeah, the judge is going to give the guy out on bond for 7 felonies at the time of the crime a stiffer sentence. The judge going to give the guy who's going to upstate or to the pen for his 3rd stint a stiffer penalty. And in the cases where the white person had an extensive criminal record, they actually got longer sentences. They won't tell you that. In the cases where the white person had a similar criminal record as the black person, as a hardened black criminal, the glacier glider got the stiffer penalty. So these guys will both guys we covered in this video have wonderful experience in the United States court system. Nothing will happen to them racial. There's nowhere on the planet they could have this experience other than this country. Hit the like button, subscribe. Make sure you subscribe to all my channels so you can always find me. Make sure you take the $5 challenge via PayPal or the Super Chat. Peace. I'm out.